You train every day. You push yourself hard. You sweat like rain. And in your head, this is the image you're creating. You believe this is what you should look like, but honestly, what you see in the mirror is completely different. You've definitely put in the effort. You've worked out like crazy, you're drenched in sweat, and you're out of breath, but the effort itself isn't the point. You stand in front of the mirror, trying to see the change. You try to turn the light on and off, thinking it might be because the lighting is bad today, but it's still soft, still far from what you imagined. One exists in your mind, and the other appears in reality. If the two don't match, something is definitely wrong. You're doing so much. You add another set to the end, repeat after repeat, and repeat until your arms are limp like noodles, and the floor is covered in sweat. On the surface, you seem to be doing it perfectly, but here's the inconvenient truth. Hard work doesn't equal progress. Training harder doesn't mean training smarter, especially in calisthenics. It's all too easy to confuse the two. You keep adding reps, thinking that just increasing volume will burn fat. That's not true. If you don't slow down, you're just moving your body without any effect. It looks like exercise, but it's actually accomplishing nothing. You don't need more. Make each movement harder, hold the pose longer, and move slowly so your muscles feel it. That's how your body transforms. 5 reps done right will make a far bigger difference than 50 half-heartedly done. But even if training gets smarter, it still won't work if your diet is off. This is where it gets heartbreaking. The food itself seems clean. Chicken breast, brown rice, oatmeal, but peanut butter doesn't measure itself. Sauces don't track their own calories. And olive oil doesn't become 0 calories just because it comes from a spray bottle. What most people call healthy eating is actually just overeating. It's not about bad food, it's about eating too much. That's the problem. Fat loss isn't about good food versus bad food. It's about quantity, about numbers, about being honest about everything you put in your mouth. And most of us aren't honest. That's where Cal AI comes in. With just a single photo, it instantly analyzes and automatically records all nutritional information: calories, protein, carbohydrates, and fat, all without lifting a finger. The salad looked healthy, just vegetables, a little chicken, and a hint of dressing. But that dressing alone already had over 600 calories. What seemed light was actually a heavy meal. Cal AI catches this, and it's surprisingly accurate. Still, it's a good idea to double-check the ingredients after scanning just in case you missed a hidden ingredient. For 100% accuracy, it also comes with a barcode scanner and a massive food database. You can control every bite of your food perfectly, and it's still much faster than traditional manual entry apps. Download the app now and get a 3-day free trial with the code YELLOWDUDE. But here's another important point. Even with a perfect diet, most people overlook something they don't realize. Even if you exercise thoroughly and eat adequately, one night of sleep deprivation can trigger a massive appetite. If you're sleep deprived for 2 days in a row, your body begins to store fat, as if preparing for war. Recovery isn't just rest, it's the very moment when your body rebuilds, and adapts. Without recovery, there's no change. There's a misconception that muscle soreness means you're doing well, or difficulty waking up in the morning means you're doing well. However, that's not a sign of progress. It's a warning sign. Even top athletes sleep even harder after intense training. Studies show that elite athletes report needing an average of 8.3 hours of sleep, but in reality, they only get 6.7 hours, severely lacking the sleep they need for recovery and performance. So, make sleep a priority, because it really does matter. Still, progress feels slow. You keep looking in the mirror, but nothing changes. So you wonder if it's really working. After all, you've already done everything right: a clean diet, a good workout, for just 3 weeks. Then you get bored, frustrated, and exhausted, and you give up thinking it's too slow, too hard, too boring. You start over again with a new plan, a new routine, a new app, and another 3 weeks pass. Same results, same story. You fail not because your method is wrong, but because you haven't given it enough time. Consistency isn't glamorous, it's not exciting. But there's one thing that works: it works. And yet, even with a solid training regimen, a robust diet, and plenty of sleep, something still slips through the cracks. Something small, something seemingly acceptable, something easily overlooked, and before you know it, your progress vanishes. This hurts the most because it's the silent killer. A handful of uncounted snacks, a habitual after-dinner bite, the moment when just one turns into 8. What's even more absurd is that you don't even remember, but your body remembers. waist remembers. Snacking is where most fat loss plans fall apart. You work out hard, eat well, and then you burn 1,000 calories while watching YouTube. If you want to break this vicious cycle, you need to see for yourself just how many calories you're adding. Bring out Cal AI again. One photo, one analysis, one reality check. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just don't want to be fooled into thinking snacks are calories anymore. Oh, see, you didn't fail because you didn't work hard enough. The truly important work was hidden in those unseen parts. The unseen, the boring, the unappreciated, and eventually the results will show. When your training is focused, your food is honest, recovery is a priority rather than a mere luxury, and the cycle of late-night snacking is finally broken. You won't need a 30-day challenge. You just need to see clearly what's holding you back and gain a better perspective to fix it. That's how change happens. It doesn't happen overnight, but over and over again, day after day. Now go and train, take care of your eating and sleep, and above all, for once, give yourself time. You train every day. You believe you're doing your absolute best. You push yourself until you're out of breath. Calluses form on your palms and sweat pools on the floor. Until you look in the mirror, you're absolutely certain, I'll definitely be different. In your head, you've already become a different person. Your shoulders are broader, your arms are more defined, your abs are firmer. You imagine yourself like that, and you get through each day. But the moment you stand before the mirror, all those fantasies quietly crumble. What you see is still your familiar body, your soft contours, a reality that's still far from your expectations. You've definitely tried. You've worked harder than anyone else. You can't deny that fact. But that's where the problem begins. The fact that you've tried and the fact that you're truly changing are two entirely different things. You've been working out a lot. You increase the number of sets, the number of repetitions, and you overwork your body, anxious that you'll fall behind if you miss even a day. You do push-ups, your arms can't hold on anymore, and you collapse on the floor, forcing yourself to add one or two more. From the outside, you look impressive. You're proud of yourself. But your body reacts differently. That's because your body isn't moved by numbers. It responds to feel. It's not how many times you've done something, but how well you've stimulated it. Repetitions that quickly descend and bounce back are merely inertia. Your muscles simply allow the movement to pass, unaware of the need to change. So no matter how many reps you increase, your body remains the same. In fact, your joints wear out. Real change begins with slow movement, taking the time to descend, creating a moment of pause, and recognizing the contraction of your muscles as you come back up. One repetition like that is much heavier than 10 mindlessly swung repetitions. 5 good ones are much stronger than 50 meaningless ones. This is especially true with calisthenics. Because the weight isn't visible like a barbell, people are easily fooled. They think, this is light, and speed up and let the stimulus flow. However, in bodyweight exercises, weight is created by speed, angle, and dwell time. The slower you go, the more unfavorable the angle, the more signals your body receives. And only when those signals accumulate do changes begin. You don't need to do more. You just need to do it harder, more precisely, and more consciously. But even if you completely change your training, you still hit another wall, your diet. This is where most people fool themselves. I'm eating clean. Chicken breast, brown rice, oatmeal, salad. Outwardly, it's flawless. But the problem isn't what you eat, but how much. Peanut butter may seem healthy, but a spoon doesn't know how many calories you're eating. Olive oil is good for you, but you don't remember how much you put in a pan. You might think you've added just a little dressing, but that little might be half your daily intake. People think they gain weight because they eat bad food, but most people are just eating too much of good food. Fat loss isn't a moral issue, it's a matter of numbers, and the courage to face those numbers. This is where many people give up. It's a hassle to keep track of things, and it's uncomfortable to face reality. But if you don't face reality, you can never change it. That's where tools like Cal AI come in. Just by taking a photo, everything you've been mindlessly eating becomes visible in numbers. The moment you realize that salad you thought was light actually contained 800 calories, excuses vanish. That's not frustration, but a beginning. From the moment you know exactly what you're eating, you can make adjustments. Of course, it might not be perfect. That's why we double-check ingredients, scan barcodes, and utilize databases. The key isn't perfection, but honesty. It's much faster and more realistic than manually inputting everything. It's powerful because it eliminates the ability to pretend not to know. But it doesn't end there. Some people, despite training and dieting well, find their bodies strangely unresponsive. The reason is usually sleep. Sleep is the most underrated variable. We tend to overlook a day or two of poor sleep, but the body doesn't. When sleep is lacking, appetite hormones immediately change, hunger increases, and satiety decreases. The body perceives this as a crisis and tries to conserve energy, holding on to fat. Recovery isn't rest, it's a time for the body to rebuild. Muscles adapt, nerves calm, and prepare for the next training session. It's a misconception that a sore or heavy body is proof of performance. It's a signal, a warning that you've come too far. The reason top athletes prioritize sleep is simple. It makes them stronger. Yet change is slow. It feels so slow. Every day, we look in the mirror, but there's no change. That's why people get impatient. Is this the right way? Should I try something else? And after just 3 or 4 weeks, we abandon everything. New plans, new routines, new apps. We hope again. And then the same time, the same frustration. The cause of failure isn't the method, it's the time. The body is much more conservative than we think. Change only happens when trust is built. Consistency is boring. There's no applause, no boasting. But one thing is certain, consistency never betrays.